The last time I tried to visualize for you the shrouds that we installed for the penetrations on the outside of the walls, we already had a unique system of making the penetrations come out of the concrete. But once they do come out of concrete, how do you protect them? Let's start by looking at how the penetrations came out of the wall. All the edges have been sealed. Because they're metallic, tin, or just formed metal items, they're easy to be damaged. So I created this series of shrouds that wrap around them, and they're mounted straight onto the concrete wall. These are made out of aluminum. When you peel off the protection tape, you see that they're anodized aluminum color. Has a pretty good match to the outside foundation wall. So if you look straight along the side of the wall, you don't see any of the penetrations. All you see is a whole bunch of uniform protection shrouds that are kind of symmetrical to each other. I made them all the exact same depth so they match, and space them apart according to where the penetrations are. So all you see later on is just a blended in kind of a shroud system that doesn't look any much different from the wall, and you don't really see each individual penetration alone. That way, when you walk along the side of the wall, you don't even notice it. Now that we know how the shrouds are installed against the wall, let's see how it looks when it's almost in the finished environment. This wall is already underway with the rain screen and the flashings. So see how the clearances work out. And look how the shroud looks once it's finished against the flashings. Nice and blended in. We take a nice look along here. You'll see the penetrations are all in the same plane. This is another example of how the penetrations on the outside of the wall look nice and clean. Rather than up here, it's down below, leaving the wall of any kind of projections that come out of the house. So let's move upwards on this wall and see how these shrouds come together with the entire wall assembly. Now, a few episodes ago, we started off with a Siga membrane across the entire framed wall. Now, this wall has been lapped over with 1.5-inch Roxol comfort board. And on top of the comfort board, you have a pressure-treated strapping that's screwed with extra long screws grabbing onto the studs inside. Everything's terminated with a steel bug screen on the bottom. They're very rigid and robust. They can take a lot of damage. And everything's terminated at the bottom with a nice flashing. On the top side of this wall, we have bug screen at the top. Again, it's metal formed, J shape to capture the thickness of the wall. The purpose of this cavity is to provide any drying to take place if water were to get inside behind the future siding. So the benefits of having the Roxol insulation mounted on the outside wall is it gives a more R value to the wall assembly. It also gives a sweater effect around the entire house. And lastly, it reduces the thermal transfers that take place without this sweater effect, ultimately giving the homeowners and occupants more comfort.